pushing the boundary, finding what's possible.
In science, technology, and all the things that matter. We're solving problems, making big discoveries, relentlessly pursuing what's next. In every corner of the state and beyond. Because the harder the challenge, the stronger our drive to solve it.
That's why we are Oregon's Research University.
Seven. Meanwhile, UC Irvine, their most recent game was 9 days ago. They opened Big West play with an 82-66 win at home against CSU Bakersfield. Kelly Pfeiffer, Ray Ames, and Matt Rafferty, the officials. And we're off to a bit of a stumbling start here as we will re-tip it. These two teams, Mary, play excellent defense. Take a look at Oregon State, and they're allowing only 58.6 points per game. That's 8th in the nation, and meanwhile 59.6 for UC Irvine. That's 12th best in the country.
So normally when we think about defense, we think about putting your hard hat on, but today on offense you have to have your hard hat on as well. Work hard to get good looks.
Oregon State can really hit from three. Meanwhile, UC Irvine defends the three very well. Fala draws a brief double team. Get it back outside to Nate Kings. Kings 7th in the country. 3-point field goal percentage. Drives it down the angle. Reverse lay it up. Didn't go. And the rebounds on the floor. And Jurian Dixon making his first career start. The redshirt freshman starting in place of Andre Henry. Came out of the pile with it. Now, here is Justin Hone. Miles Che, the sophomore transfer out of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Now to Devin Tillis. Good battle of good 4 and 5 men with Tillis and Loyston for the Anteaters. And Ratai and Fala for the Beavers. Lob to Loyston. Mismatch momentarily, but he didn't shoot quickly. 4 on the timer. Jurian Dixon's 3. Back iron, no good. Here comes DeMarco Minor, pardon me. They call him Polo. That's his longtime nickname, DeMarco Minor. And here's Fala against Loyston. Pick it back outside. Minor guns it for 3, and he hits it. DeMarco Minor, 31% on threes, averages making 1 per game.
Yeah, it's great for him to get that open look and to knock it down early, get the confidence going.
Beavers 38.9% from three-point range, tops in the WCC, number 29 in the nation. Going off the high dribble, high off the glass, and he puts it in.
Yeah, this is the team in Irvine. You're not going to see the ball touch the floor a lot. They just move and pass. They play so well together.
Yeah, both teams move the ball a lot. Oregon State 16.9 assists per game. There's the defensive ranks. These two teams typically don't allow a lot of points. How about the opponent field goal percentages?
Yeah.
UC Irvine 9th, Oregon State 10th in the country.
Yeah, they're both just really impressive numbers.
Good footwork by Parsafala.
And I like the timing and the confidence and the patience.
Jurian Dixon, again starting in place of the injured Andre Henry. Henry, a bit of a hyperextension. He hopes to be able to return at some point. Loyston now to Dixon. Back to Loyston on the roll. Double team, goes up against his countryman Ratai, doesn't get it. Ratai comes down with a rebound.
Great help rotation.
Minor fake left, went right all the way. Reverse lay it up, won't go. Follow the rebound and the follow.
So what are we seeing early? The attack of the post and coming away with points. That's a real positive for Oregon State.
Tillis fake to 3. And now Che to the elbow. Floats up a runner, doesn't go. Tipped by Ratai. Bolevich just comes down with a rebound. The Lithuanian drives the ball down the right base. Sealed off there by Hone. To Ratai, who launches for 3. It was left from the time it left his hand. Dixon the rebound. Ratai with those long arms deflects a lot of passes.
There's great matchups all over the floor, too.
Aren't there?
I mean, you can look anywhere, and it's going to be sensational.
We've got a foul called on the offensive end against Jurian Dixon.
Offensive rebound inside. Fala puts it away, and he will sit. Matthew Marsh comes into the ball game.
Parsafala, 4 points. And a lot of good work down low, and he's playing sick. The Beavers had a bug going.
Yeah, he's been under the weather, and he's on his way to the locker room.
Matthew Marsh in at the 5, the Englishman. Here's Nate Kings, picked up quickly by Hone. Now to Marsh. Little jump hook is good. Nice move by Marsh with that hook shot over Kyle Evans.
I just like the aggressiveness early. He just got the ball and just went right to it. No hesitation.
Are you surprised Leuston is out of the game so quickly?
Well, he only plays 24 minutes a game, so they mix and match with him a lot.
Well, they do get a lot of playing time, and a turnover for UC Irvine. That is their second.
Immediately, ball comes inside. Leuston's not in there at 7-1, so that little jump hook from Marsh, good to go.
The Oregon State used to winning the battle in the paint, offensively and defensively. They're a big team, but they'll be challenged today by Irvine with the likes of Leuston, but Leuston on the bench right now.
Kyle Evans, number 14 for Irvine, comes in for him, and he does a very nice job coming off the bench as Parsifala is coming back out into the bench. That's a positive.
Evans, junior transfer out of Colorado State, defending Marsh in at the 5 right now. Minor against Torian Lee, the true freshman out of Surrey, British Columbia. Three-pointer, and it's good.
Sometimes all you need is to make the first one, and it feels good the rest of the way.
Again, averaging 1 make per game. Minor has a pair of them. Well, hesitation move by Hone, wouldn't go. LT the rebound. Here comes Oregon State. Beleviches picked up quickly in the corner by Lee, and now Ratai. Minor directs some traffic, 15 to shoot. Ujadugale in the game on defense against Ratai, left open. 15-footer, he's got it. Michael Ratai, and it's 14-2 Oregon State.
He set that up beautifully, didn't he? He kept thinking he was coming back left, and he just dropped it back, coming left.
Wow, love the footwork. Oregon State really has great footwork out of their bigs. Here's Hone against Kings.
Way.
Yes, oh, and they're going to call for the foul. Couple of threes for DeMarco Minor.
Gets it going early. This is a team that defends at such a high level. Minor makes them pay a couple of times. Big lead for Oregon State.
Oregon State 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 3 on threes, a 14-2 lead. 5 minutes gone in the first half here at Oregon State, and Mary DeMarco Minor a couple of three-pointers.
But you can see the respect that Irvine has for Ratai as here's the ball screen. All the attention goes to Michael Ratai. You go behind the screen, and Minor just steps right in and knocks it down.
Yeah, I think the Anteaters have learned their lesson on that. Michael Ratai going to attract a lot of attention this year. Ratai, second in the WCC, 28th in the country, 9.3 rebounds per game. 5th in the WCC, 16.5 points per game. This is UC Irvine's largest deficit this season. They trailed by 11 earlier this year before an 80-62 win.
Oregon State looks like a team that just came off finals, don't they? Fired up. 2-3 zone coming out of that timeout.
That win was against Pepperdine. Ujadugale back outside. Hone, they need it. They got it. Justin Hone, 38% from three-point range.
Hone plays with such energy. He can hit the three, the pull-up. He gets after it.
Minor against Lee. Now Ratai, defended by Ujadugale. Matthew Marsh is batted away. Minor trying to get it back. It's on the floor, and we got a held ball, and the arrow points the way of UC Irvine. By the way, the foul before the timeout was on Nate Kings, his first. Parsifala back on the bench after having to leave, scoring 4 points. Remember, he's been under the weather.
Yeah, he certainly has, and spent some time with the garbage can at the end of the bench and then proceeded to the locker room, but he is back, and that's a great sign. You know, if you're Parsifala, you don't want to miss this game. It is so important for the program. He's been playing so well. He's such an important piece to this puzzle that Wayne Tinkle and the staff are putting together.
The young man's been through a lot, coming out of Iran to go to Africa, spending 6 months, unable to leave a hotel room, trying to get his visa. A little nausea.
That's exactly
won't
right.
keep him off the floor.
Nice pass.
Yeah, very nice from Hone to Kyle Evans.
Timing on that, just perfection.
It's a 5-0 run after the timeout for the Anteaters. Levichus being defended hard by Berkshire Akin. Ratai with it on the timer. You just want him to go to work, huh? Pocket picked by Torian Lee. Back now to Lake, who draws the foul.
But the adjustment for UC Irvine coming out of the timeout, defensively, they have taken it up a couple of notches. Pass from Hone, just perfect timing. You're open, ball's in your hand, don't have to do anything with it, just put it away.
First foul on Hone, he comes out. Second team foul. Ratai against Ujadugale. Marsh, let's see if he can go to work. Goes up, gets stripped by Ujadugale. On his right, Berkshire Akin all the way blocked by Levichus.
LT just gets up.
Yes, he does.
Let's go the other way.
6'7" long arms, Latoris Levichus. Here's Ratai. Drives against Ophir Ujadugale, and it's out of bounds back to Oregon State. He was lucky to get it back with 17 to shoot.
Here's the block from LT. He stayed up in the air for a while. I mean, that's an NBA block right there.
Yes, it is, from behind. Latoris Levichus, first-year player out of Lithuania. He will have 3 years of eligibility, including this year.
We were doing some things in warm-ups. He was touching the backboard above the box.
Wow. Parsifala back in the game for Oregon State. Beavers had 4 or 5 players under the weather who missed practice this week. A bug kind of running through the team. Here's Fala, drives it against his buddy Loishton and lost it. And here comes Torian Lee. Don't have the numbers, but he drives it anyway, puts it up high off the glass, won't go. Rebound yanked down by Isaiah C. Isaiah to Josiah, left open for 3. He takes it. Ujadugale chases it down, gets it off to Akin. Berkshire Akin from Istanbul, Turkey. Here's Akin with it right now. Lucian sets the ball screen. Akin takes the ball near where the dotted line would be if they had one. Rebound pulled down by Josiah Lake.
Just a great job by the Beavs with just team rebounding. Everyone's just crashing and ripping.
Beavers had a 14-2 lead. They've gone 3 minutes without scoring. Minor, another three-pointer. That one was long. Miles Che comes down to the board. 12 minutes remaining, first half. Che fake left, went right, fall away shot, 10 feet, doesn't go. On the floor, tried to get his own rebound. At C comes down with another one. Isaiah C, JC transfer, 47% on threes last year, has yet to really get it going this year. Nice pass to Fala from Minor. He couldn't finish, and Torian Lee came down with a rebound. Got a foul called against Fala. That's his first and the second team.
Now, in Irvine Cup?
I probably not, unless they have one there as a mascot. Berkshire Akin will go to the free throw line. True freshman of Istanbul, Turkey, playing in just his 5th game, but with Andre Henry out, they've got Jury and Dixon starting, and Akin getting some minutes, and I got to say he's acquitted himself well so far.
He is. He's given them a lot of energy. Down a starter and down one of their top folks off the bench as well. Irvine having to go to the bench a little deeper than they have. Langston Redfield, 6'4" redshirt junior, out for the year with an ACL.
They hope to have Andre Henry back at some point. They're nearly a lane violation, but no. Akin makes them both. Oregon State has not scored in more than 3.5 minutes. 7-0 run.
The big issue's been turnovers.
Oregon State's turned it over 3 times. UC Irvine 2. Josiah Lake almost never turns it over. Quick turnaround by Fala. He doesn't go. Rebound Devin Tillis.
Tillis hasn't taken a shot yet.
Yeah, he's been quiet. Ian Loishton, the top 2 scorers, the 4 and 5 men, averaging a combined 29 and 17. Beavers 4 and 5 men, Fala and Ratai averaging a combined 29 and 14. Good battle of the bigs in this game. Lelevic the rebound. Here's Fala. against Leuston. And we're going to foul on the floor called against Leuston. UC Irvine can't believe it. Russell Turner is about apoplectic, and I think he's got a case.
I think he's got a case too, but again, you got to adjust to what the refs are calling, and they're going to say it with that little chest bump there. Didn't look like much. If you watch the North Texas game, you might think sometimes they let you play and sometimes they don't.
Right. That was the case last week with Oregon State and Idaho. They let them play. And I like that, Mary.
I do too.
Fewer whistles is better. See, picked up by a Ken, and now Minor against Che. Good battle of point guards there. Isaiah sees three. He got it. If that kid heats up, it'll be huge for Oregon State.
We were talking about C today as shoot around, and he's just too good a shooter to stay cold.
He had gone 0 for 10 over consecutive games. Since then, 5 for his last 9. Isaiah C, 47% in the JC ranks last year, 7th best in the country. A Ken's three-pointer. Minor comes down with a rebound.
Great job by C, helping and then recovering back out. All that length.
UC Irvine hadn't had a field goal in almost 4 minutes. Tillis got an arm in there to knock it away from Ratai.
Yeah, passes have got to be on point when you're playing UC Irvine.
Yes, and Oregon State. Underneath, shot rejected by Ratai off the attempt by Evans. Jurian Dixon reverse lay it up and in and one. What a move by Jurian Dixon, making his first career start.
He was spectacular off the bench. Here's the drive, the dish, the block. And then the bucket. Puts the ball on the floor, attacks, hangs, reverses, and finishes.
Up and under. And Jurian Dixon to the free throw line.
Against Bakersfield, 17 points, 4 of 9 from the floor, and 9 of 13 from the free throw line. And what does that tell you? He's aggressive.
Another strong student for UC Irvine, and the team full of them. Both these teams have excellent students. Jurian Dixon made the Dean's List last winter during his true freshman year. 17-12 Oregon State. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. And a battle of two very good defensive teams. Lake around the pick, puts it up from 15. He hits it. Josiah Lake. How about his shooting percentage? 62%.
He makes the game look easy, doesn't he?
How do you know? Got a text from Wayne Tinkle's son Trey's playing professionally over in Turkey, and he texted Josiah Lake and he said, hey, shoot more. And here he picks off the pass from Hone. Little slow, little go, little floater, and it's in for Lake. Heeding the advice of one Trace Tinkle.
It's just so valuable to bring somebody off the bench that's different than your starting point guard, that makes things happen, shoots as well as he does, active defensively.
Told the story many times. Josiah Lake played in state championship game. And we got a whistle and a foul. That's called against Dejon Craig. Watch Josiah Lake.
Just uses the screen beautifully. Late recovery. Just elevate, knock it down. So much confidence. A little hesitation. Time for the floater. And Evans can block shots, so the floater over him, very effective.
Foul against Ratai. That's the Beavers' 4th team foul. Tillis puts it up, batted out by Evans to Lake. He's got Craig on his right. The lob to Dejon Craig in too deep. Oregon State turns it over. Hone now on the run against C. Batted away from him, no foul call, no look from Shea to Tillis. Good, no look by Miles Che.
Che, one of those players that's just outstanding in an open floor, finding, you know, once he gets a little commitment, finding the open man.
That's coming off a turnover for Oregon State. And another one batted from behind by Hone. Che ahead to Dixon, driving it against Ratai. Hone picked up by C. And now Che puts Dejon Craig in the air, goes up, scoops it up, and we got a foul on the ground against Dejon Craig. Watch this no-look pass from Miles Che.
Puts it on the floor and just head on a swivel and just swings it to Tillis.
First foul on Dejon Craig. Josiah Lake was a 2-time state champion at Oregon for Tualatin High School. There's a three-pointer by Hone, and he hits it. 21-17, and the Anteaters back within 4.
It's a team that has very balanced scoring.
UC Irvine shoots it well from three. Oregon State really does. Beavers 29th in the nation, 38.9%. Lake on cue guns it for three, but it doesn't go. Evans the rebound. And here comes Che against Dejon Craig. Dixon all the way. And a nice little pocket pass to Evans, who puts it in. It's a two-point game.
They're doing a beautiful job of getting penetration, and Oregon State has got to do a much better job of keeping the perimeter folks in front of them.
7-0 run for UC Irvine. They've cut a 12-point deficit down to 2. See around the Ratai pick. Inside to Matthew Marsh.
That's a foul.
Yep, reaching foul.
You got to be strong with the ball against this team because they are poking and they are moving. Che, that's a dish. That's a finish. We got a ball game here in Corvallis.
Oregon State lead. Beavers last Saturday against Idaho turned it over only 5 times the entire game. Talking about this game being based on defense, and Oregon State has already turned it over 6 times in this one.
Well, it's not surprising. This is what UC Irvine does. They defend. If you are casual with the ball in any way, with a pass or a drive, dribble, they're going to take it away from you.
Foul was on Kyle Evans prior to the timeout, his first. Myra gets it into Nate Kings. Picked up quickly by Jurian Dixon. DeAndre Henry not in the starting lineup. Injured his leg in their last game, and they hope he's able to return at some point. Ratai knocks it down. High arcing shot from Michael Ratai. He's got 4.
Talked in the open about his versatility, just one-on-one, just a hard ball fake, put it on the floor, create some space and elevate.
Yeah, sometimes ballers need the ball, right, Mary?
Right. Great hands by Lake.
Otherwise that hedge screen could have resulted in a nice little lob to Loishton. Ratai against Ujadugale. Fala left open for 3. They dare him to take it. He does. It doesn't go. Parsa Fala, his first 3-point attempt of the year. Another takeaway for Oregon State. 7th turnover on UC Irvine. Miter hesitates. He finds the open man, Nate Kings. He casts for 3 and he hits it. Kings 7th in the country. 3-point field goal percentage. Mary, he makes 56.3%.
And just like that, if you take care of the basketball and move it, you're going to get great looks. Oregon State, 5 of their last 7. Ball on the floor. Oh, look at him roll his ankle there.
Already down Langston Redfield and Andre Henry, and now Justin Hone in his 125th career game. His 5th year in the rotation, 3rd year as a starter. It's a very veteran team, Mary. They have 6 players in their 4th, 5th, or 6th year with the program.
Yeah, no doubt, and this is a team that plays well together, but now Hone is such a key part of this, and you saw the ankle. Anyone that's played basketball knows exactly how that feels.
Ouch. Levitus picking up Dixon, looking out of the corner of his eye for the ball screen. It's out of bounds, and UC Irvine turns it over for the 3rd consecutive possession.
So we've seen Oregon State kind of flex their defensive muscle a little bit in the perimeter, doing a much better job.
Russell Turner doing some figuring on the sideline for UC Irvine. Now the Lithuanian, Levitus, he almost turns it over. Oregon State gets it back with 17 on the timer. Also by Jurian Dixon, redshirt freshman out of San Diego and St. Augustine High School.
This is an Irvine team. 10 players played 11+ minutes, so deep on the bench, but they're having to go deep on the bench now with the injuries.
Minor fake left, went right. Offensive foul. And that's against Fala, his 2nd foul.
Wayne Tinkle doesn't like the call. Fala, you can see him move left to right and try to initiate some contact.
He comes out, gets some counsel and maybe a little admonishment from Wayne Tinkle. And Maxime Logie checks in. Logie, the true freshman from Lyon, France, extremely athletic, talented, raw. Torian Lee floats one up and in. Lee averaging 2 points per game. That's his first 2 in this one.
Great elevation on that jump shot.
Surrey, British Columbia native on defense right now.
Another freshman.
For a tie, double teamed at the base.
Traveled.
Yep, Oregon State turns it over for the 8th time of the game.
That's getting yourself to the baseline with really nowhere to go.
Loishton inside being defended by Logie. Now Loishton comes out high. Miles Che now to Dixon. Logie comes out to hedge that screen. Dixon outside to Che. Puts it up from 16 against Minor. Miles Che hits the mid-range.
His first basket.
Back to a 3-point game. UC Irvine has hit their last 5 field goal attempts. Oregon State 5 of their last 7. Retile, jump stop, and he floats it home.
And that's an impressive drive. He gets into the paint at 6'9" and just elevates over 7'1". That is a big-time shot. And a great job getting back in transition.
You have no time to celebrate.
Inside, here's the drive. And getting that shot up and over 7'1". Impressive.
Miles Che unhappy with himself after that turnover. Devin Tillis comes out. Brooks Shawnakin checks in for UC Irvine. Anteaters at 9-0, one of 7 undefeated teams in the country. Good news is for Oregon State is that they're a very deep team, and many times they outlast their opponents in the second half. They have a 5-point lead with under 5 remaining here in the first
Late
half.
screen by Ratai.
That's his second turnover for Oregon State on a bad screen in the last little bit. And for Ratai, that's his second.
He's got to get there earlier. Wait for it. But this is just like a hockey hip check. It's so interesting. Coaches talk about setting good screens all day, every day at practice, and still, doesn't matter what level you're watching, there's moving screens everywhere.
Right, I was
NBA,
in on,
WNBA.
Yes. I was on an officiating call for the NBA, and they talked about, he said, guys, I know there's really no such thing as a perfect screen. Where do you go with it though? Everybody does it. It's very much a gray area.
I don't think so. Just stand there and let the dribbler run their man into you. It's simple. It's not complicated.
It's a gray area the way it's called.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Foul against Josiah Lake. That's his first. 5-point game, 3:57 to go in the first.
We're pushing the boundaries and redefining what's possible.
In science, technology, and all the things that matter. We're solving problems, making big discoveries, relentlessly pursuing what's next. In every corner of the state and beyond. Because the harder the challenge, the stronger our drive to solve it.
That's why we are Oregon's Research University.
Bacon. Good morning, everybody. Nothing like the Jersey Mike's morning prep. The sizzling bacon, the slicing of the tomatoes, the bopping of the fresh lettuce.
Danny, what are you doing up there?
I've been living up here for months.
Got a package from Mr. DeVito?
Oh, my bacon sniffing horn. Oh, smell that bacon. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, now we're talking. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Credit Union One for Each has everything you need to bank on the go, make deposits and more with our highly rated mobile app. And get your direct deposit up to 2 days sooner with CU1 Early Pay. Open your account in minutes at creditunion1.org.
Introducing CU1 High Yield Checking, the account that rewards you for everyday banking. Earn up to 5.25% APY when you make qualifying transactions each month. No minimum or opening balance required. Get started at cu1.com/high yield check.
Live look in from Pullman, where on ESPN Plus you'll have Ann Schatz and Matt Muehlbach on the call. It's a 6-point lead for Washington State over Missouri State. Cougs back-to-back wins at Nevada and Boise State. Against Nevada, Isaiah Watts had 17 points and hit 5 threes in the second half. Watts in this one has 5 points. In fact, 7 points now. Lawan Watts, no relation, 5 points. Isaiah Watts, by the way, the son of former Washington standout Don Watts and the grandson of one-time Sonics point guard Slick Watts. There are the net rankings for the top 6 in the West Coast Conference. Oregon State at 51, the Cougs at 65. And of course, the powerhouse Gonzaga and the always good St. Mary's, top 2 in the conference in the net rankings.
So lots of opportunities once conference play starts for Oregon State to continue their march forward in the net. We'll play St. Mary's twice, San Francisco, Washington State just once.
Oregon State finishing last year in the 160s in net ranking at a 51 right now, and that will drop dramatically if they can knock off UC Irvine in this one. Their net rankings at 23 coming in.
Of course, they'll play the Zags twice.
Yep.
And that's a game you might want to get your tickets early.
One more coming from Miles Che. 93% or 23rd in the country, and he missed his first. Makes the second. By the way, UC Irvine as a team, 82.4% on the line. Second only to Wisconsin. Rich Burke along with Mary Murphy, who knows something about Wisconsin.
Coached there for 8 years.
Former Badgers head coach.
Which means I also know a lot about winter weather.
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Yep.
Ball security.
Yep, Marsh turns it over.
What a great job running the floor. Marsh influences that one.
So he turned it over, but he helped at the other end.
Okay.
Little step through, and DeMarco Minor.
Well, now you see me, now you don't. Minor's been sensational so far.
Lee for 3, he got it. Torian Lee.
How about the freshman on this Irvine team? He's a true freshman.
Yeah, Lee was 5 for 19 on threes coming into the game, 26%. He hits his first attempt and puts it back to a 3-point game. Here's Kings, who hit a 3-pointer earlier around the Levich's pick. All the way, goes up, body, no foul is called. Rebound Evans. I wanted to let him play, Mary. I guess I kind of like it. Tell us, Vince.
It's evolving into that.
The Levich's.
Great defense.
To the rebound, indeed.
Keep your feet, make them shoot over you.
Straight up D by Lelevich's. Looks like Lelevich's, but it's Lelevich's from Lithuania. Marsh has his pocket picked by Ujadugale, but he quickly throws it away, taken back away by Lake.
Beautiful recovery by Lake to just kind of hunt it down.
Wayne Taker wants a timeout. Watch DeMarco Minor.
On the drive. And you could see Che, as soon as he just set his feet, Minor's like, thank you very much, and does the blow by.
So Oregon State right now shooting 57%. UC Irvine 41%. Beavers have turned it over 11 times after just 5 in the entire game 7 days ago against Idaho. And UC Irvine has turned it over 8 times. Eight steals for UC Irvine. They came in averaging 7 steals a game. There's Russell Turner, their head coach. Russell wanted to say hello to his parents in Charlotte, North Carolina. Ron Turner and Dr. Betty Shepard, a longtime community college nursing professor. And he joked, and this is their son saying this, not me. He said he's glad the game is early before they lock down both old folks' homes.
Oh, wow.
That's from your son. Hello as well to his brother Dell.
Pretty cool to have a mom who's a doctor.
Uh-huh. Levitch just drives it in. 7 on the timer. He lost it. That's 12 turnovers for Oregon State. Lee, right side Dixon. Devin Tillis has been quiet. Look back outside to Che, open for 3. Quick trigger, he got it.
Just to use a football analogy, when you're on offense for Oregon State, you've got to have that ball like you're running through the lane or the line against a defensive line. Like you've got to really grip it, rip it, and just take care of it.
12-point lead is gone. Oregon State trying to answer now. Minor against Torian Lee, backing him down. Graduate student against a freshman. It was short. Rebound pulled down by Devin Tillis. Back to Marco Minor, a senior transfer this year. Now Lee terminates at the block. They get it back outside. Timeout taken by Turner at UC Irvine with a minute 12 remaining in the half and 22 seconds on the timer. What did Turner see? Let's take a look first at.
Beautiful job just getting that commitment at the top of the zone, and Che just plays with so much swagger. Whether he's putting the ball on the floor, you've seen a couple of his no looks, knocking down a three, but plays with just great energy for this team.
48% on three-pointers, 2.3 attempts per game. True freshman last year at Chattanooga, averaged 19 minutes a game, 7.5 points, 2.5 rebounds.
But the turnovers are just devastating for Oregon State. 18 Irvine points off those turnovers. So you're handing them more than half of their offense with your turnovers. But defensively, they're all over it. They're aggressive, they're in your grill, they have active hands, active feet.
Now the Beavers, meanwhile, averaging 16.9 assists per game. They have just 4 assists in this one on 13 made field goals. The Beavers' assist-to-turnover ratio is second in the WCC, 1.43. But in this one, 4 assists and 12 turnovers. Tillis guns it for 3. Rebound pulled down by Kings.
Great to see Hone back on the floor.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. Minor hesitates, puts it up. Doesn't go from 16 feet. Long rebound. LT scoops it up off the glass and in. Levichus, his first bucket. Three-pointer. Doesn't go. That would have been the first lead of the game for UC Irvine. And Devin Tillis, 0 for 2 on threes. Long 2, in fact. And shot clock and game clock, about an 8-second differential. On Munch in the game at the 5 for Oregon State after that recent turnover for Matthew Marsh. Munch, the freshman. Back outside Lake. And it's a foul called against Hone. That's his second.
Doesn't hurt Irvine. Have to take him out. Can't afford to have him get his third.
Good to see Hone back in the game after coming up limping a little bit earlier.
He's still limping a bit.
Has that lower right leg taped.
I'll send him right back to the locker room.
Get an early start to halftime.
That's right, get some ice on there.
So 10.5 seconds remaining after the foul. Oregon State can play for the last shot, leading it by 2.
Big opportunity here for Oregon State. A little more momentum heading into the locker room. Zone D.
Get into that honey hole to Levichus. Scoops it up and in. Nice move by LT. And it's a 4-point lead at halftime for Oregon State. That's smart against that 2-3 zone to get that
ball in his hands.
That's 10th best in the country in tops in the West Coast Conference. All right, Oregon State with a 4-point lead. UC Irvine has never led. They've trailed by as many as a dozen. Nobody with more than 2 fouls so far in this game. Here's DeMarco Meyer, a little hesitation, takes it down the right of the lane, take it back outside.
Of course.
2 on the timer. Kings floats it up. We got a carryover. And Oregon State turns it over for the 13th time. Yeah, foul trouble. Justin Hone for UC Irvine with 2. For Oregon State, Michael Ratai and Parsifala with 2 each. Nobody with 3.
Not the way you want to start the second half, because I'm sure you talked a lot about turnovers in there.
Shea hooks it back to Loishtin down the lane. Couldn't finish. Rebound to Marco Minor. Well, Loishtin will go to sleep thinking about that one tonight.
Well.
Here's Ratai, Loishtin's countryman from the state of Bavaria in Germany. Driving again, fall away against Tillis. Follow the offensive rebound and 1. Follow with the follow and the free throw coming.
But because of that drive and the power move, it brought the big across to help. You can see him come across to help, and that's what leaves Fala open on that weak side. Quick put back. Nice job by Fala staying with it.
First foul on Miles Che, and Parsifalo to the free throw line. 63%er on the year. Back-to-back 25-point games against UC Davis and Ida, who had been 8 for 11 on free throws in those two games, so had been shooting it better. Inside to him against Evans. Backing him down. Che comes over to try to pick the pocket. Passing out of the double team while he fell back. Nate King spin move, scoops it up. Rejected by Evans.
Evans is a great shot blocker. They get a little smaller with him on the floor, but he's pretty dominant down there as well.
Kyle Evans, the Colorado State transfer. Che takes the ball to the middle of the lane, get it back outside to Hone with 15 in the timer. Hone defended by Kings. Jurian Dixon, first career start for the redshirt freshman, scoops it up, won't go. Evans with the offensive rebound, jump hook doesn't go. Michael Ratai comes down with his second rebound of the game. Ratai with 4 double-doubles, but right now sitting on 6 points and 2 boards. Miner gets it inside to Fala. Puts the ball to the floor. Good footwork off the glass and in.
How often have you said that this season with Parsifalo? Good footwork, great footwork. He knows his way around the paint.
Out of the opposing coach likened him to Kiki Vandeweghe earlier this year. Michael Ratai with a takeaway. Ratai on the run out. Missed the slam, but will get the 2 free throws. Devin Tillis with the foul.
That's a dangerous
his second.
foul.
Yeah, it is. A technical foul against Tillis. Holds his hands out, palms upward, as if to say, what are you talking about? And Ray Ames tells him he better be quiet. A huge turn of events in favor of Oregon State. So Tillis his second and third fouls. And he gets teed up. You can't have this from one of your veterans, Mary.
No doubt about it. Clearly didn't want the dunk to happen. Had something to say to Miner.
Yep. After the dunk effort by Ratai, they might have to replace the rim. Clanged off the back iron. Devin Tillis, 77th career game with UC Irvine, 101st overall, including his first year at UNLV. Going to be offsetting technicals with one also on DeMarco Miner.
Yeah, it's offsetting. Well, something had to happen, right? Like, Tillis didn't just jaw at Miner. Miner said something.
So Miner's first, but for Tillis, he now has
right?
3 fouls, right?
There's the bump.
And Tillis, Tillis is thinking, hey, I didn't do anything, he did.
We've seen a lot more.
Is this flagrant?
It feels flagrant to me on the first look, and on the second look even more so.
Yeah, he's just trying to undercut him there.
It's such a dangerous play.
Yeah, that could lead to big-time injury.
I mean, Michael Ratai is in midair. There's nothing he can do, just trying to come down on both feet. You're exactly right. No play on the ball, just a play on Ratai. One more time. He's going up, lowers the shoulder, and just clears him out.
Now Ratai pleading his case, and the officials are in discussion. Kelly Pfeiffer, Ray Ames, and Matt Rafferty.
This has turned into an extended conversation.
Kelly Pfeiffer, the lead official.
And what's unfortunate about this is you felt the momentum just shifting back to Oregon State. The dunk's going to come. You're going to get the crowd involved. That goes away, and now we're just sitting back waiting for the officials to decide how to sort this whole thing out.
And Matt Rafferty's going to come explain it to us. Double technical is going to stand, and Mary will explain what else is happening.
A flagrant one, so it was elevated.
So Michael Ratai will be going to the free throw line. 8-point Beaver lead. They've scored all 4 points here in the second half.
Oregon State normally spends some time at the free throw line. 14 made free throws per game. They have not made one yet. 0 for 1 at the free throw line. Just what you want, a super quiet arena.
Ratai rattles the first one home. 91%er, second in the WCC. Khalif Battle of Gonzaga is a walking ad for ESPN. Free throws this year, he's 30 for 30. Tops in the WCC. And Ratai makes them both. And the Beavers have a 10-point lead. And they'll get the ball.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity here. Just continue to build.
Ball hands it off to Kings.
Guess what? Moving screen.
That's a second on Ratai. Third foul on Ratai, I should say. It's a first moving screen on him. Oregon State's had 3 of those in the game.
That's a tough call.
Yeah, I've seen worse. Seen worse screens not
A lot
called.
worse. You better believe it. But look, the refs have pretty much made a statement. They're calling anything with any shift. Just get yourself still. Let the ball handler do the work.
Ben Loiston back in the game for the Anteaters. Sets the ball screen. Jay gets it off to Torian Lee, the true freshman who had 3 steals in the first half. Veteran team, but Lee coming off the bench as a youngster, doing very well.
A couple of freshmen on the floor right now.
Yes, they do. The senior against a sophomore, and it's Che who draws the foul against DeMarco Minor. That's his second.
When Che drives, he is physical. He gets into your body.
Che will go to the free throw line. 93%er on the year. Had been 26 of 28 coming into the game. With 1 of 2 in this one. Had been 23rd in the country in free throw percentage. Won a prep national championship a couple of years ago at the Skills Factory of Chattanooga when they went 38-3. For his number 77, an homage to Jeremy Lin's number 7.
I love that. That was a wild time when he
It was
parachuted into the world of the NBA.
It was Linsane.
It certainly was.
Che makes them both. Little Che sanity. It's 48-32 Oregon State. And off the Kings, and we got a foul called against Jurian Dixon. That's his second.
This is what happens when you go shoulder to shoulder. Kings comes off that screen, and there's nowhere for the defense to bust through it, no matter how they want to, and you're going to create contact and get that foul called.
Already the 4th team foul against UC Irvine. Beavers have committed 3 here in the second half.
It's tough-minded offense. Run that defense right into the screen.
Beavers typically do very well in the second half. Their losses at Oregon and North Texas notwithstanding at home against Oregon. Here's Minor with 4 on the timer. Shot from the angle doesn't go. Loiston fighting for it with LT, and we got a held ball. The Levichus just earns the arrow back for Oregon State as the Anteaters will have it. That's just hustle right there.
It was. Loiston was just kind of standing there with the ball, looking for who to outlet it to. A nice job by LT just jumping in there and grabbing it.
Che around the Loiston pick. Ben Loiston 4 for 9 on 3s this year, but hasn't shot one in this game. Tillis against the Levichus. Good defender. Back outside. Dixon over C. Weak side rebound. Fowler fights it away from Minor.
That's not for you to have, Minor. See how much both teams are just getting set in the half court.
Inside to Fowler against Loiston. Back outside. Finds the open man. Minor's 3. He got it. Great court vision by Parsifala.
Indeed. Read it beautifully and was strong with the ball.
Back to an 11-point lead. The game had been tied at 30 just before halftime. Beavers scored the final 4 points of the second half. We got a whistle when the ball went to the floor. UC Irvine ball after the foul on Nate Kings. Each team with 14 fouls here in the second half.
2-3 zone by Oregon State.
Inside, Loiston puts it up. Second opportunity, up and in. Matthew Marsh back in the game for Oregon State. Beavers outscored UC Irvine so far in the second half, 9-4. The left, but just surveying his options against Tillis. 8 on the timer. Out of bounds back to Oregon State, 7 to shoot. Tillis coming out. Well, Fury Ujadugale coming in. Devin Tillis, their second leading scorer, 14 points a game. Second leading rebounder, 7.8 per game.
Just has 2 points, Tillis.
2
1
points
of 5 shooting.
Yeah, and 3 rebounds. They leave Minor open for 3. Back of the rim, not good. Ujadugale the rebound. Ahead now to Hone. Hone hesitates all the way. Tried to dish it back outside. Extra pass. Che for 3. Didn't draw iron. And he hears it from the crowd.
As he should.
Good crowd here today, although the students are out. Not the typical student section, but we have a good crowd here this Saturday afternoon as the Beavers take on the team with the number 23 net ranking in the country.
A prime shopping day, too, so, you know, people not to go do Christmas shopping is a big deal.
Do it at the Beaver store across the street, right?
That's right.
Minor back outside to Lelevichus. Faked right, went left, all the way down the angle. Off the glass, tipped up by Marsh. With a foul called, and I believe it's against Bent Loiston.
Again, the hard drive gets the commitment coming across by Loiston. Here's the help, and that opens up the offensive rebound by Marsh, and he gets fouled.
It is the second on Loiston. And Ray Ames trying to figure out which player drew the foul.
Marsh should be shooting.
Yeah, it didn't look like a foul on Lelevichus, but more on Marsh. And they're going to go look at the video to make sure they got the right guy at the free throw line. Lelevichus, 91%, 10 of 11 at the free throw line this year.
Right. Here's the help.
So it wasn't called on that one, and then it was called. Yeah, that should be Marsh going to the free throw line. He's a 73%er on the year.
Who was the foul on, though? Because Hone got a nice piece of Marsh in the back and pushed him in.
Yeah, it was on Loiston. And it's Marsh at the line for 2 shots. Cornwall, England native, senior transfer this year out of Wake Forest University.
Has not been to the free throw line since the Oregon game.
Wow, more than 3 weeks ago. And this is the first. Last year, Wake Forest averaged 6 points, 4 rebounds per game. Just 37% from the free throw line. He had been 73% this year, but missed them both. 9-point Oregon State advantage. Che picked up by C. C with a deflection.
You know, we talked before the game just about the length and the perimeter of this Oregon State team defensively, and you're seeing it on a play like that.
Yeah, they're going to be a load for West Coast Conference teams to deal with. Wayne Tinkle has it working. They were picked 7th in the WCC preseason poll. They were nearly a takeaway. Ujadugale getting into the front court to Lee.
Great defense.
Yes, it was.
All 5 guys just working hard to get that turnover.
10 turnovers now on UC Irvine. Marsh sets the screen, slips off it. Minor. Lelevichus back to DeMarco Minor against Che. Josiah Lake picked up by Lee, gets it to Lelevichus. His 3 doesn't go. Follows it up, back outside. Isaiah C for 3. He knocks it down. The Frenchman, Isaiah C.
It's his second 3 of the game.
From Marseille, putting up some gold right there. Loiston hands it off to Hone. 12-point Beaver lead, matching their biggest. Loiston against Marsh. The German against the Englishman. Backing him down. Ben Loyston, turnaround jump hook. Rattles out and back in again. Loyston's got 4 points, 2 of 6 from the floor. 4 points, 3 rebounds. He's averaging 15.3 points, 8.8 rebounds.
Oregon State's done a really nice job of defending him and just helping on him. I love that.
Foul on Hone, that's his third.
Previous play, Oregon State crashing the O boards. The miss here. LT follows his own shot, kicks corner. C doesn't need much time, and boy, does he have range.
Good shooters expect the best and prepare for the worst, right? Expect it to go in, but in case it doesn't, be ready. And 13-10 remaining here in the second half. Oregon State with a 10-point lead. Parsifala back in the game.
Boy, he's battling just to stay on the floor, isn't he? You can just tell he's not feeling great.
8 points in 11 minutes, 4 of 7 from the floor, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. He has been sick all week. Very little practice time for Fala. Battling underneath against Evans. He gets the ball, drops it, and Tillis has it. Beavers turn it over for the 16th time, their second most all year. Tillis fake to 3. Hone puts it up. That rattles out. Fala fighting for the rebound, tipped by Lee, controlled by the freshman Lee. Back underneath the Tillis. He gets stripped by C, gets it back. Great play by C. Berkshon Akin. Now to Evans, picked up by LT. Akin underneath the Tillis. Great ball movement by Irvine. UC Irvine back within 8 points.
Great defense, better offense. But this game has been a grind offensively. Every time you're coming down, nothing easy. Pass, catch, use the screen, try to just find an open shot.
Fewest points allowed in the nation. Oregon State 8th in the country. UC Irvine 12th. C mid-range, and he's got it. Isaiah C starting to feel it. Look out.
So much respect for that 3 that it opens up that mid-range. How good must that feel for him?
Sophomore out of Cloud County Community College. Nice cut by Tillis and a good find by Lee. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Torian Lee, the freshman from Surrey, BC.
Very much so.
Yamu secondary. Foul on Evans on the drive by DeMarco Minor. Second foul on Evans. 8-point Oregon State lead. 11:37 remaining. Isaiah C., a sophomore transfer out of JC, 8 points in 12 minutes. I call it Cameron Indoor Stadium West. Legendary Gill Coliseum opened up in 1949. Today they're celebrating the 75th anniversary. It was a win over Utah, 53-41. That was a little more than a month before it was due to open. And if you're into such minutiae, it opened 27,392 days ago, a cost of $1.8 million. It has hosted NCAAB tournament games 11 times. The last of them was in 1983. And that year, eventual national champ North Carolina State in this building, Mary, they were down 6 with under a minute left in overtime against Pepperdine. They would send it to double OT and win, and of course, then they would go on to win the title. They beat Jerry Tarkanian and UNLV in the final game here at Gill before advancing on. UNLV had been 28-2. Slats Gill, the head coach here in 1928 to 1964. And of course, the floor is named after Ralph Miller, the head coach here in 1970 to 1989. But how about that? Without that 6-point comeback by Jimmy V and NC State back in 1983 on this floor, that whole thing doesn't happen later on against Houston.
Yeah, that whole magical run. But Rich, the two of us have done games in a lot of different places. When this place is packed and rocking, there's no place you'd rather be.
Right, 100%. And we have certainly seen that over the years. DeMarco Minor makes them both. Polo puts his team ahead 50-40. Beavers putting on a little backcourt pressure. And sacked from the 1-3-1 back into the 2-3. On around the Evans pick, turns the corner, puts it up from 8, floats it home.
Yeah, he's crafty.
His first bucket of the second half, he's got 10 in 19 minutes. Oregon State takes care of the ball. You like their chances in this game. They've turned it over 16 times. 12 of those in the first half. Levichus against Tillis.
You see every pass, every dribble, everything just takes so much time and effort against this defense.
Nice pass, Falla to Minor. Typically it's the other way, but this time Falla finds his point guard.
He's done a nice job finding inside and outside shooters.
Falla's third assist. Again, he's playing sick. Three-pointer by Torian Lee, knocks it down with a hand in his face.
What a game by this true freshman.
Indeed, 2 for 2 on threes. He's been 5 of 19 this year.
3 steals.
All off the bench. Torian Lee played at Orangeville Prep after his time at Simiamu Secondary in BC. Orangeville Prep. On the other side of Canada, Falla forces one home.
Just a great pass by Minor. Protected, had some velocity on it. Nice catch and finish by Falla.
5 assists now for DeMarco Minor. Went one way and then the other. Falla and Minor resurveying his options. Back outside to Tillis. Hone going to work as Tillis sets the ball screen. Hone uses it. Picked up by Levichus. Lee.
Yeah, they got a hit to the head of Minor. That's going to be an offensive foul on Tillis.
And that's his third
Here's
foul.
the pass. Backdoor cut by Minor. Great read and just a sensational pass. And then Minor, beautiful bounce pass right to Falla inside.
Russell Turner is hot with Kelly Pfeiffer. After the foul call against Tillis, Chris Haslam explaining some things to Parsa Falla.
Well, Tillis is excited inside because he's got Minor matched up with him, but he gets his arms up and just a little bit of a whack to the face, and that's what they called.
And Pfeiffer's going to take a look at it. So Tillis get teed up earlier, and DeMarco Minor. Now,
That right elbow.
yeah, I mean, that's a foul, right?
And see, one of the issues there is you got 6'7" Tillis with a 6-foot Minor, so he puts his arms up to clear. If he's got somebody his size on him, it hits his chest, but Minor, it hits his head and hits his neck.
Again, third foul on Devin Tillis as the officials check it out. 9:51 to go. Oregon State leading it by 9 points.
One more. Mismatch, but clearly a foul. And that was going to be 2 points.
That's the 8th foul on the Anteaters.
But what a game by Isaiah C. off the bench. Just terrific production. The combination of C and Lake in this ball game has really made a difference. C, 3 for 3. It's 2 for 2 from distance. 8 points, 2 rebounds in 14 minutes of play.
Yeah, and Isaiah C., what I'm most impressed with about the sophomore transfer this year is that Wayne Tinkle told him, hey, when you're not shooting it well, and he wasn't earlier this year, you got to give me good reason to play you. And he has fought hard on the boards and defensively and has continued to get those minutes, and now he's breaking out of the shooting slump.
Yeah, and it's just not that. He starts the first 5 games, and then now you're coming off the bench. That's a big adjustment. You feel good when you're a starter, and sometimes not so good when you're coming off the bench. He's been coming in and giving this team, you know, some impact, and that's exactly what you want.
Coming out of Marseille, France, attended a high school and postgraduate school in Charlotte, North Carolina, Combine Academy. I guess they were checking to see if it was going to be a flagrant.
They were looking to upgrade. It is not an upgrade, just a common foul.
I think that's the right call. Do you?
I do. Coach is spending a lot of time talking to the officials this afternoon. Russell Turner, and then over here this happened, and over there that happened.
Russell Turner and Wayne Tinkle. I talked to him yesterday, and he said, we were talking about Wayne Tinkle. He said, yeah, I'm a big guy, but Wayne's even bigger, and he is. Russell Turner.
Full court pressure, little token.
Trying to shorten the shot clock a little bit. 9-point lead for Oregon State. The tie Sets the ball screen back to Ratai, picked up by Ujadugale, inside to Fala, puts the ball to the floor, stripped by Berkshire Ken. Out of bounds to Oregon State with 14 to shoot.
You know, we used to call these games like grinder games.
Uh-huh.
You got to come down every offense possession and just grind and work and try to find a great shot because it's tough.
Two very good defensive teams. Two of the best defensive teams in the country. Minor open for three. Bolevich is the rebound. They call it a foul. That's on LT. Bolevich's first foul. They're the top defensive ratings according to Ken Palm. UC Irvine at 6.
So
9.6.
They call it the challenge is real, Rich. They're that good.
Again, field goal percent defense. UCI 9th best in the country. Oregon State 10th. Fewest points allowed. Oregon State 8th. UC Irvine 12th. Ujadugale against Ratai. Akin floats it up. Real teardrop by Berkshire Akin, the true freshman out of Istanbul, Turkey.
You talked about him earlier in the game and what a contribution he was making. 4 points, an assist.
Dominoes fall. He has to come off the bench. Gets to come off the bench, spending more minutes with Andre Henry out. Of course, Langston Redfield lost for the year with an ACL injury. 7-point game. Under 9 minutes to go. Ratai drives it against Ujadugale. And Michael will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
So that baseline is open because Parsifala has just driven the big up the lane and it opened up. Look how high Fala is and opens up that lane. And Ratai takes it and gets fouled.
First foul on Ofuri Ujadugale. Ratai to the free throw line.
But that's an active post player. So Fala, with his activity, he's not getting the ball there, but his activity opened that thing up for Ratai on the drive.
That's an inside presence that the Beavers haven't had in
Right, much more balanced approach and attack. You know, as you look around this building, it's tough to get people fired up because the game is plodding. It's so defensive. It's so hard to come away with points. But if you just have the mindset that it's going to be hard from now to the finish.
The Beavers usually outlast their opponents in the second half. They're deeper than most of their opponents. Oregon State's only 2 losses this year by 3 points at home against Oregon. Some missed free throws late cost them. By 3 points at North Texas when they turned it over 22 times.
Certainly did. Guess what?
Offensive foul. And that's another one against Ujadugale, his second. Another one,
Off
Mary?
the screen. Yes.
Yeah.
Looked like an offensive lineman grabbing the pass rusher.
That it did. That's 10 yards right there.
Exactly was. But you get opportunities like this. Oregon State, come down, make them pay.
Blake around the pick, inside to follow against Loyston. Left-hand jump hook, won't go. Rebound to
my
Marco
goodness.
Minor. It took one extra hop on the hoop. Ratai for 3. Rattles out, tipped up by Loyston, controlled by Akin. Good work by Bent Loyston. Comes out to set the screen. It's used by Hone. Ujadugale defended by a tough Ratai. Ofuri gets it now to Che, who fumbled it. Loyston picks up the garbage. Back now to Che. 10 on the timer. Michael Ratai comes down with a rebound. That's his third to go along with 10 points. Ratai down the angle. Little teardrop of his own goes in. Beavers leading by 11. 7.5 to go.
Nice job pushing tempo and coming away with points.
Batted away by Minor, and they call a foul on DeMarco Minor, who's incredulous. That's his third. We're a little more than an hour away. Coming up, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. The Heisman ceremony, ESPN, ESPN Plus. Travis Hunter of Colorado, Ashton Jenny of Boise State, the Maxwell Award winner, another Player of the Year award. Dylan Gabriel of Oregon, Cam Ward of Miami, the 4 finalists. My pick's Ashton Jenny, but I think most people agree that it's probably going to be Travis Hunter, 2-way player for Colorado. Oregon State has never trailed in this game as we look at our game summary. They led by a dozen in the first half, and then UC Irvine tied it at 30 late in the first before the Beavers scored the final 4 points of the first half. DeMarco Minor filling up the stat sheet, 4th straight game with at least 5 assists.
You look at the turnover number for Oregon State. That was 12 at half, just 4 so far in the second half, and that has been a huge difference maker.
Loiston against 2 big players, and there's a foul. I believe it's against Ratai. If it's Ratai, it's his 4th. And
7'1" out of Germany. Tough to stop.
it, in fact, is against Lelevicius. It's good news for Oregon State, just his 2nd. And Bent Loiston to the free throw line. 81% are coming in, gets to the line a lot, 6.3 attempts per game. How about Loiston and the breakout year he's having here in his final year for UC Irvine, the Karlsfeld, Bavaria native in Germany. Points per game by year, starting as a freshman, 3.3, 9.3, 8.9. This year, 15.3.
Shooting 54% from the floor. Made a couple of threes along the way, but boy, when you have a big, you can step up to the line and knock free throws in at 81%. You have something special.
Yes, you do. Just 6 points and 3 rebounds in this one, averaging 15.3 and 8.8.
Turnovers by half. What a difference it makes.
Indeed. You just got outscored points off turnovers in the first half, 18-10, yet they led by 4. Minor, back to Ratai, 5 to shoot. Ratai floats it up from 14, back iron no good, tip by LT, back to Josiah Lake. Back out with 18 to shoot.
LT's done a great job of keeping the ball alive for his team in this game.
Yes, he has. Lelevicius, 7 points. In fact, 4 points, 7 rebounds.
He's parked in the corner saying, give me the ball.
Yes, he is. Side of the rim, no good. Tip by Hone, pulled down by Hone. Justin Hone.
Big one.
Hone playing with 3 fouls. He's got the ball right now. Hone puts it up for 3. Rebound tip by Minor. Oh, great body control. That was like a gymnast.
One of the best plays I've seen all year. That ability to keep the ball alive and then go back and get it.
He tried to bounce it inside to Ratai on the move, but Ratai zigged and the pass zagged and it's out of bounds.
Watch this play by Minor. Up, doesn't lose his balance, and enough to come back and get it.
Of course, Jade Carey, the Olympic gold medalist, Oregon State gymnast in her final year this year. Lob underneath, taken away by Kings.
A quiet game for Kings. That's a big time play there.
Jay picks up Minor.
And 2-3 zone.
Ratai. Right elbow doesn't go. Tillis in the air for the rebound over Minor. 9-point game, under 6 to go. Che drives it in. It's Lelevicius. Back outside to Tillis. Tillis posting up against a smaller player, Minor. Tillis backing him down. Got a foul. That's against Minor. It's his 4th.
I think it's on
Lake.
Lake.
It's on Lake. That's his 2nd.
It come across in the help. He's shaking his head like, I don't think so.
8th foul of the Beavers.
I like Minor and Lake on the floor at the same time. Good things. They complement each other very, very well.
Lake, Minor, guys who can handle the ball. Beavers have a lot of the guys who are good with the ball in their hands. Latoris, Lelevicius, likewise. Dejon Craig, he played 3 minutes in the first half. Rattles out, and Tillis misses the front end of the one-on-one. And 95%. That's his 2nd miss this year.
And he was 19 of 20 coming into today's game.
Yes. Fala.
Trying to get out of the paint.
Kings for 3. You can't leave him open. 7th in the country. 3-point field goal percentage coming in. 56%. Out of the way, taken away by Oregon State. As Lake falls out of bounds, turns it back over. Here's Che, the hesitation. Down the angle, tried the pocket pass. Oregon State gets it back. 15 turnovers. Ratai, fake left, went right all the way. We go to the free throw line for a 1-on-1. Bent Loiston, that'd be his 3rd. And Matt Rafferty and Kelly Pfeiffer, 2 of the officials, talking about it.
You know, Rich,
and it's in fact on Miles Che, his 2nd.
we've talked a lot about Irvine's defense, but my goodness, this Beaver team is flying around. They have held Irvine to just 49 points.
You see Irvine averages 75.2 per game. Beavers averaging 77.2. Beavers have had 60 points put up on them only twice. Oregon in the 3-point loss, and then last week Idaho scored 62 and Beavers won by 16. Like the retire rare miss.
Exactly right. He comes into this game, he's missed 3 all season long.
One more coming for Ratai to get the lead back to 10 with under 5 to go. And he's got it. Uchidugale bringing it up for the Eaters.
2-3 zone by Oregon State.
UC Irvine undefeated. McKinn fumbled it. They're 9-0, one of 7 remaining undefeated teams in the country. To Leuston against Fala. The German backing him down. There's Buddy Ratai getting in on the double team.
Great help.
Indeed. Those two from about 40 minutes apart in the state of Bavaria in Germany. Leuston from Karlsfeld. Ratai from Augsburg. C able to maintain possession. Fala inside against Leuston. They get the ball inside to Parsa. Surveying his options.
What a passer.
Yes! Found Lake, but he couldn't do anything with it. The Beavers turn it over.
Seemed a little surprised. That was a tough pass, almost a steal.
Tillis for 3. Front of the rim, not good. Out of bounds. And the official's going to talk about which way that goes. Crowd didn't like the initial call. UC Irvine, 1 of 6 on threes in the second half. Wayne Tillis, can't believe it. Beavers lead by 10, though, with under 4 to go.
On the court, the noise fades away. But at the West Coast Conference, we bring the noise. The roar of emotion is where the game comes. The noise is alive. The WCC is a showcase of talent where players push the boundaries of what's possible. The competition, fierce. The intensity, unmatched. Oh, and the passion, don't even get us started. Every dunk, every three, every dribble, it all matters. We don't just play to win, we play for our legacy. We are the West Coast Conference.
We're pushing the boundary, finding what's possible. In science, technology, and all the things that matter. We're solving problems, making big discoveries, relentlessly pursuing what's next. In every corner of the state and beyond. Because the harder the challenge, the stronger our drive to solve it.
That's why we are Oregon's Research University.
We'll fly on Thursday to Hawaii, have a couple days to practice and enjoy the sunshine, and then, boy, 3 games in 3 days. And you look at all the international players, and they'll be able to tell their families, friends, and later in life their kids about the Christmas they spent in Hawaii.
Yes, indeed. 9 different nations represented, including the USA. They have 2 from France. C and Logie. There's Tillis, puts it up. Leuston has it, 7 on the timer, hone for 3. They needed it, didn't happen. Air ball put up, and a foul is drawn. Devin Tillis will go to the free throw line. That foul is on Parsa Fala, his 3rd.
What an outstanding job Oregon State has done on Tillis today. The game tapes I was watching, he was just unfurled inside.
Unfurled?
They just
I like it.
He just was getting after it. He's having a hard time getting clean looks.
Yeah, you can see where this team is going to do very well in the Big West. Beavers trying to deal them their first loss of the year. Tillis was 19 for 20 in the game, missed the front end of a 1-and-1 a moment ago. And very short on that one. Maybe getting inside Tillis's head. By the way, Ken Palm, of 2,327 eligible players, was number 1 in the nation earlier this week in true shooting percentage. True shooting percentage, factoring in field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, and free throws. Number 1 in the country of all those players in effective field goal percentage, which accounts for the fact that 3-pointers make more points than 2-pointers.
That's exactly right. You're so good at math.
Sometimes better than others.
All right, so here's the full court pressure. Irvine has to hunt some steals. They need to make something happen. Points have been so hard to come by.
Dixon in, Akin out.
The goal for Oregon State is to take care of the ball, get clean looks at the basket, and make free throws.
Call off the Dogs on the press, and DeMarco Minor brings it up against Torian Lee. Lee has had some great minutes. The two freshmen off the bench here, playing without Andre Henry, of course without Langston Redfield. Minor the high dribble inside to Fala, couldn't handle it. Ujadugale has it. He's got Dixon on his right, Hone on his left, guns it for three. No good. They continue to be ice cold from beyond the arc, and Minor comes down with it. 3 minutes left, 9-point Beaver lead. But a foul against Ofuri. Ujadugale, his third.
How about the game by Minor? 15 points, 9 rebounds. He's a rebound away from a double-double and 5 assists. We've talked all season long about what a great rebounder he was coming in. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. He has been just skying and going and getting it. And what a difference maker.
Wayne Tinkle talked about earlier this year when he came here. He wanted to make a play, Mary, on every possession. And Wayne just said, let the game come to you. And he's doing that.
And in a game like this, you've got to do that because it's so hard to force the action against a team that is as good as Irvine is.
86% from the free throw line at SIU Edwardsville last year, 70% this year. He makes the free throw there.
So the key defensively, defend, don't foul.
11-point advantage. UC Irvine 9-0.
And more importantly, 23 in the net. Timeout, Wayne Tinkle. The possession, so important.
Michael Ratai with another good defensive play.
Another one. Defensively, Oregon State has been on point this whole game. Stepping in, getting that steal. Timeout. Oregon State with the lead, trying to bring this one home. Just contain is outstanding, but Minor at 6 foot, the leading rebounder, trying to get to a double-double.
Beavers trying to get what right now would be a quadrant 1 win. The top 30 in the net rankings at home. Of course, that's at the end of the season. They could settle in as a quadrant 2 win. Either way, it would be the Beavers' best win of the year. And their net ranking right now is at 51. Coming into play today, UC Irvine at 23. This would do wonders for the Beavers' net ranking. And of course, all important as we get later on, Mary, toward March.
No doubt.
12 in the timer, Ratai, double team, trying to get the ball to Fala. He does. Jump hook, rattles out, sits on the bracket and falls in.
That's just a great pass, but an even better catch and finish from Fala.
Beavers have their biggest lead, 13 points, just over 2 minutes to go. Lee's three-pointer doesn't go. Chased down by Ratai, gets it off to Kings. They're 1 of 8 from beyond the arc in the second half. UC Irvine.
10-second call.
And Wayne Tinkle hot at his veteran point guard, DeMarco Minor. You know what Wayne says about Minor? The best trait about him, and we've logged many of them, is that you can get on him and he takes it like a man.
Exactly right, but look at this pass, but look at the catch. Look at the post up by Fala. Really a weird angle to do it, but just really reads the situation just beautifully.
That's 21 turnovers on Oregon State, 9 in the second half, 5 of them quite recently. And yet they lead by 13 with 2 minutes left. Desperation time for UC Irvine. Their undefeated record. Backdoor pass to Tillis. Good pass by Bent Loiston. Their undefeated record very much in jeopardy.
Handle the pressure, make free throws, you win the game.
Coming out to Minor, picked up by Torian Lee. Ratai floats it up, back iron, tipped up by Ratai. Rebound Tillis. 9-point Beaver advantage, 90 ticks left. Tillis, long three and then some. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound Nate Kings. Kings, 3 points, 3 rebounds. This crowd really sensing it now. Ratai, to Fala, puts it up, doesn't go, gets his own rebound. Pump fake, doesn't go, rebound Tillis, stripped from behind by Minor, and Shea has it. Just over a minute left in a 9-point game, 11-point game. Floated up by Shea, doesn't go. Rebound by Lake. Oregon State will improve to 7-2. Crossover by Lake. He dribbles it back out.
You know, sometimes basketball is pretty and sometimes it's just gritty. And this Oregon State team has played a very gritty game.
There are the non-conference records. St. Mary's will play against Boise State and Idaho Falls tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific. They suffered their lone loss a couple of weeks ago, 68-64 to ASU at the Acrisure Classic in Palm Desert, California. Won 2 straight since.
WCC play will start at home against Portland on the 30th of December. Then on the road to LMU and back home against San Diego.
Indeed. Washington State, by the way, on the verge of improving to 9-2. They lead Missouri State 81-63 in Pullman. 18 points for Dane Eric Stroop, 17 for Isaac Watts. Lawan Watts also having a good game. Actually, Lawan Watts with 17.
Irvine's going to fall from the undefeateds.
Blocked by Joel out of bounds. And got a foul called on Joel. Elijah Joel, the redshirt sophomore from Cumming, Georgia, Forsyth Central High School, playing in his 7th game this year. The Beavers, a significant win against the undefeated UC Irvine Anteaters. Again, their net ranking coming into play 23. Right now, that's a quad 1 win.
But how about the play of Josiah Lake, the second off the bench? Isaiah C. off the bench, hitting big shots, making big plays, being big defensively.
Maxime Logie, Gavin Mars checking in for Oregon State, along with Jaquavis Williford. Yeah, Isaiah C. hit both three-pointers he took, 3 of 3 from the floor.
And that Parsifala performance with how he's feeling sends a message to this team. And he goes straight to the locker room. That just says a lot about who he is as a person.
Rest up, Parsa.
That's
Beavers
right.
back in action in 3 days at home against Sacramento State.
They do not win this game without Parsifala. Not just defensively and from scoring, but the way he opened up his teammates with his passing.
Ended up with 3 assists. Dixon back to Yuja Dugale. Dixon's three-pointer, he got it. Jurian Dixon, it's his first 3. That's the 6th in 19 tries for UC Irvine in the game.
He's got a very bright future.
Jaquavis Williford, the freshman. Gray Garrison, a walk-on, getting some run. His 2nd game this year. And we got a foul called. That's against Ben Egbo, the redshirt freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona. Under 10 seconds to go. Beavers lead it 65-55. A battle of defenses.
Indeed.
And Oregon State was a little better.
They were, and they had trouble taking care of the basketball. But when they did take care of the basketball, they shot the ball well. They just got each other involved. But against a very tough team, they were even tougher.
UC Irvine's rebound margin plus 8.4, 30th in the country.
Right.
Beavers have out-rebounded them 36-27. Second free throw good for Dejon Craig. Beavers will be 7-2. With Sac State coming on Tuesday and a trip to Hawaii over Christmas. Ujidugale's 3 rattles out. Garrison high in the air for the rebound. And that is it. 67-55. Oregon State beats UC Irvine, the Anteaters' first loss of the year. They are 9-1. The Beavers 7-2.
And the Beavers beat a team with a net ranking of 23. So the 23rd best team in the country goes down this afternoon in Corvallis. An impressive victory by Oregon State.